Jeremy, I want to chat with you a little bit about Louisville's transition at the quarterback position. How high are the expectations for Tyler Shough this season at Louisville?
Well, you got to think that they're through the roof. He's proven to be a a, gosh, he's proven to be reliable, consistent. The only worry in my mind, he's been a little injury prone, but he does all the things right that you want done right. He throws the ball down the field with accuracy. He goes through his progressions, his reads. He throws the ball away when needed. He's just everything that you want in a starting quarterback in the ACC. I can't even. I would compare him to Teddy Bridgewater here at Louisville. Teddy could do it all. Teddy could even run the ball when he had. Teddy wasn't known as a big runner, but when he needed those yards, he'd get them. So I would, if I was going to say this guy's going to remind me of somebody, I would say it's going to be Teddy, but a little bit more proficient than Teddy.
I've got Jeremy, the owner and editor at the CardinalSportsZone.com. You can go follow him there. What are some names that you're most excited about that Louisville in another top portal class this year is bringing in?
So we've had a couple of guys I was excited about commit and then immediately decommit. Tyler Barron, he went down south to that team in the orange and the green in Florida. And then Wesley Walker, another guy I was really excited about. He committed to Louisville and then flipped to Michigan. But as far as guys that I'm excited to get, you do have a guy like Tramel Logan from South Florida. I'm sorry. He, to me, undervalued. He was rated as a 3-star edge from Miami Booker T. Washington High School. I just see something in him that I think that will translate to success under Ron English. Ron English has a way with edge rushers. I'm really excited about him. Let's see who's another guy that when you only really have one that sticks. Here's a name, a kind of an odd one that we got from Ball State, kicker AJ Vinatieri, and yes, that is Adam Vinatieri's son. Excited about him again. Once you start playing college ball, the stars really shouldn't matter as much as they did before. We've had a lot of guys like Bilal Powell, Kerry Rhodes, that were Eric Wood, that were 2-stars that went on to have long NFL careers, and we had a lot of 5-stars. Won't name those guys. A lot of them are my friends that didn't necessarily pan out here at Louisville. So that would be 2 of them that I'm very, very excited about coming to the University of Louisville at the moment. I'm trying right now to remember the kid from Texas A&M, Durante Davis, linebacker. Our linebacking core was really, really young last year, and after the starters were out of the game, it fell off a little bit. Durante Davis is going to be one of the guys that's going to build up that the depth in the linebacker. And then last but not least, Dave McCullough, 4-star safety from Oklahoma. We got him coming in this year. Very excited. Oh, and how could I forget? Look, I know I said one last one. I'm lying. I'm shocked. I'm shook for Shough. That's without being said. But Don Chaney Jr. from Baleen Jesuit Prep in Miami of Florida. He went to a college there in Florida. We had him on the Louisville live stream this past Tuesday night. Phenomenal kid, great interview, and he is just a bruiser on the field. His stats don't necessarily reflect that, but what his high school work did, his highlight reels did, and he didn't get that much of an opportunity at Miami to shine. I think he's going to do what everybody thought Penny Boone was going to do here before he committed here, and then got an NIL flip to another university down in Florida. the state of Florida is not very kind to us here in Louisville. But no, all jokes aside, those are the guys that I'm looking forward to seeing on the field this year.
You mentioned the linebacker edition. What are your thoughts on where Louisville's defense will be this year? They were really good in some games, not so great in other games. But the offense seemed to keep kind of rolling at all times last year. But
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on where they will be defensively this year? Do you expect to see a step forward? Do you think they'll kind of maintain? Where do you think that side of the ball will be?
So the biggest issue with our defense last year was injuries. MJ Griffin, who was a projected first team All ACC before the season started, he got hurt in fall camp. He didn't play last year. He is revved and ready to go this year. And then you had a guy like Dave McCullough that could add depth to that spot in case somebody did get hurt. Ben Perry got hurt. He was out a couple games at the end of the season. Josh Minkins, he left the team. He went on to a different university. He got injured a lot. So, yeah, we did have some spotty games defensively, but you could point to injuries in the secondary because our linebackers and our line were pretty stout. There was, again, my biggest worry going into last year was the linebacking core. They were so young. They did their thing last year, and we had some. Our linebacking core was so good last year that we had 2 5-stars that weren't playing that much, that were freshmen coming in that weren't playing that much, that are going to get to play this year because some guys left for NIL opportunities. So I think that this Louisville defense, I gave it a B last year. The potential is for it to be an A- or better this year.
So I want to ask you about NIL specifically. There were some rumors swirling a few weeks ago, a month or so ago. I don't know. Time flies, I feel like. But first, I'll bait everybody real quick. Where can people read more of your work? Where can they follow you?
Well, they can go to cardinalsportzone.com if they want to read some any of our fine articles about stuff like that. They can go to our YouTube channel, which is you can search for it, Cardinals. YouTube can be fickle sometimes. You can type in Cardinal Sports Zone, and it doesn't pull up anything. But if you search on Google, or if you go to youtube.com and type in Cardinal Sports Zone or at Cardinal Sports Zone 55, it takes you right to it. We have an old channel that pops up sometimes, but we got rid of the YouTube channel for a little bit. So when we started it back up, we started with a new page altogether. So yeah, that's where you can find that, and ringsidepodcast.com for any and all wrestling fans. We have a good time there as well.
Awesome. So there were some rumors that there were some NIL, I don't know, just issues at Louisville. Thoughts around that? You want to dispel that, or is there any truth to any of it, or
No.
where is NIL on that side?
Okay, so the 502 circle, that's crap. The stupid reverse camera got me in. So the 502 circle over here, which is not over the shoulder I'm pointing at the moment, that is the Louisville NIL collect, the 502 circle. And I'm not just saying this because I do the podcast. I know people will be like, well, you just said you did a podcast for them. Yeah, I do. I'm also very, very unbiased in my reporting. So if there was something there to talk about, I may not have a live stream anymore with them, but I would tell you the truth. And TJ, you know that I'm very, very upfront and blunt with everybody. But no, there are no issues, NIL issues with the 502 circle or Louisville. Matter of fact, we had money which should have been used, but we had basketball. We had about $2.7 million left over in basketball NIL last year that we got to use during the summer this year from the 502 circle. They get it done. They do a good job at fundraising and stuff like that. So no, there are no checks bounced, and it's odd that the team that one of the teams that proclaim that the most are the one that are not doing very well in basketball recruiting right now. They're losing the people they want the most to other teams. So just a vicious rumor. And again, Coach Brohm did boot those kids off the team because they were starting trouble in the locker room about it. But no issues.
One of the unintended consequences of this age that we live in, for sure. So, Jeremy, I appreciate you for talking with me a little bit. We did another video and talked more about the wild world of conference realignment from the Louisville perspective. If you missed that, do me a favor and click on the screen right now.